Hey, welcome to Magical Pain-Free Living with Shalini. I am your host, Shalini Joshi Amdagni, physical and emotional pain relief expert and a best-selling author. And I'm also the founder of magicalpainfreeliving.com. And I'm so excited that you are tuning in here, whether you're here live on Blab with me, or you're listening to the replay, or you found your way here, on the podcast or on Facebook or wherever. I'm so glad that you're here. This is a weekly show. It happens every Thursday at 10 a.m. ICT, which is Indochina time. And in this show, we are always sharing with you tips and strategies to help you better understand your pain, and also tools that you can use to overcome your pain, whatever the pain may be, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. You learn tools to help you shift those pain levels instantly, sometimes, and naturally. And in this particular episode, we're going to be looking specifically at physical pain this time. So in this episode, we're going to look at, two types of pain. Right? And we're also going to look at 4 ways that you really need to address physical pain to see significant shifts in your pain levels, and so that you can really clear it from the root so that it never comes back again. Okay? So let's begin right now with physical pain, which is 2 types of physical pain. There is acute pain and chronic pain. Now, acute pain is something that you might experience when, for example, you bang against something, right? And there's this shooting pain, or you had an accident, and during the accident you experience this pain. Something happens to you physically, and you experience this pain. Chronic pain is something that happens, that's been with you for a while, whether it's been a few weeks or months or a year or maybe decades. So chronic pain is a little bit more complex, and so it's kind of like a multi-layered problem. And because of its complexity, you need to address it in different levels, in different ways, which is what we're going to look at today. And when I talk about the multi-layered problem and how we need to address it in multiple ways, I'm not talking about addressing it physically on the outer, looking for outer strategies. I'm talking about going deeper within. See, I was in chronic pain. I don't know if you tuned in to the previous episodes where I was sharing with you my story, that I was stuck in chronic pain and I was on bed rest forever, because everything that I had tried to address my chronic pain, which is pills, medications, physiotherapy, ultrasound therapy, hot pack, cold pack, neck support, rib belt, change the pillow, all those outer strategies really didn't work for me. And it wasn't until I started looking inside of myself that I was able to completely heal myself from my chronic pain and my disease. So when we're talking about the different ways to address chronic pain here in this show, I'm talking about going inside. We're going a little bit deeper. In the last episode, we were just, on the surface, and we were looking at physical, emotional, mental pain on a surface level. In this episode, we're going a little bit deeper, and we're looking at different ways that we need to address chronic pain. All right? So let's jump in and look at the 4 different ways that you need to address physical pain that's been there with you for a while. Okay? Now, here's the first point, which is you need to address the symptom. Okay? What do you have? What's currently the symptom? What's your pain? We'll look at all these 4 points in a deeper. So just stay with me. I'm just going through the 4 points. You also need to address your feelings about the pain that you have. Okay? We also need to address the events that are related to this pain. And then, of course, we're going to be looking at limiting beliefs that you have about your pain, because limiting beliefs limit you, they limit your progress, and they limit you from experiencing lasting relief. So here are the 4 points: the symptom, the feelings, the events, and the limiting beliefs. Okay, so what do I mean by the symptom? The symptom is what's your pain right now, right? But in our world, we say that to get results that are terrific, you need to be specific. In the last episode, we addressed physical pain on a general level, right? And you still get, if you address it on a general surface level, you will still get some shifts using that magic tool that I introduced you to, emotional freedom technique, or tapping as it is popularly known. And if you're brand new here, you have no clue what this is, you can visit me at magicalpainfreeliving.com, and you will find videos there talking about this tool and how to use it, and what are those acupressure points, and how do you tap on them. All that good stuff is there at magicalpainfreeliving.com. So in the last episode, we looked at how to use that tapping to just address the surface level. Today, we're going a little bit deeper. And we're going to look at, number one, the symptom, which is, where is your symptom located? Is it, when people say headache, well, where exactly do you feel the headache? Is it all over your head? Is it on the side of your head? Is it at the front area of your forehead? Where is it located? If you have pain in your feet, okay, where is it? Is it all over the feet? Is it on left foot and right foot? Is it just on the heels of the foot? Where is your pain located? If it's lower back, is it all over your lower back? Is it in the central part of your lower back? So you're getting the picture. Specific location. So when you address the specific location, then you're zooming in to the target, and you get better results when you use the tool EFT to address that. And how do you describe the pain? What does that mean? Okay, I've had so many clients who will say they have a pain, but really what's going on is, for example, they'll say, oh, it's not really a pain. It's this tightness on my neck, or it's a stiffness. Some people explain their pain as a soreness on their shoulders. I once had a client who came for lower back pain, and I said, can you explain to me, how does that feel? And she said, it feels like a burning sensation. So every time she was sitting, she was experiencing this burning sensation. So it's really important to address the texture, the quality of that pain. What are you experiencing? Because for everyone, they might say they have a pain, but it's something, there's a different quality. So you need to address that. Okay. So this is the first point, symptom. I hope you're getting this. Another layer that we need to address, a really, really important layer, is emotions and feelings. Okay, so you have this pain. What do you feel about this pain? Are you upset? Are you angry that you have this pain? Are you frustrated that you are being limited because of this pain, and you were used to do all these XYZ activities, and now you can't do them? Are you feeling anxious? That you're going to be stuck with this pain? Are you feeling worried about the future because of this pain? There are so many emotions wrapped up here, and they need to be addressed. Emotional freedom techniques is the tool, the magic tool that works fantastically with physical pain, but the tool's name is emotional freedom. So you can see that emotions have a really key role in when we address physical pain too, because your emotions are just energy in motion. And when you have disturbing emotions, there's a disturbance in your energy, which creates blocks in your flow, which eventually adds up to create pain and disease. So if we ignore the emotional piece of this physical pain, you're never getting lasting relief. It'll keep recurring because we haven't cleared it from the different layers. It's a multiple layered problem, as I was telling you. So really important to clear the emotions. When I was in chronic pain, I did use the EFT tool to tap on the symptom, which is point number one, right? But I noticed significant shifts in my pain levels when I started addressing emotions, because that's where the real core issues are. Okay, so that was point number two. Address the emotions about your pain. And number three is specific events. What do I mean by that? Is there a specific event that was related to your pain? Did you have a fall because of which you have this pain? Did you have an accident? Did you have some sort of injury while playing sports? Was there a specific event that is related to this pain? You need to address that, right? You need to look at that. And maybe there is no specific event related to your pain, but then you need to ask yourself, what was the first time I noticed this pain? Okay, when was the first time? It could be last week. It could be 10 months ago. It could be 10 years ago. Okay, I don't know what it is for you, but you need to ask yourself, okay, we're getting deeper to the deeper root layers, is when did I first notice this pain? Okay, and then another deeper layer is, what was going on in my life? What was going on during that time in my life when I first noticed this pain? What I mean by that is, what stress was around? What stress was going on in my life during the time that I noticed this pain? A lot of people say, oh, there was nothing going on. I can't think of anything. But really, truly, if you're honest with yourself, really notice, what was the peak stress? Like, what were you really stressed about during that time that this pain started? For me, I told you I was in chronic pain. So the event, well, I was at a gym. Okay, I was doing abs exercises. And that was the time when I first noticed this pain. And I thought, the gym exercise, I was, doing abs exercises, and I felt a sharp pain in my left rib. But it didn't go away after all kinds of treatments, right? But that was the event that was related to it. And then to go to the next layer, what was going on in my life during the time that this pain surfaced? And when I went back, I noticed really it was one of the worst times in my life. I was stuck at a job that I didn't like. I felt suffocated going to the job. I was so unhappy there, and I felt like I was doing nothing meaningful with my life. But I stuck at it, and I hated it. And then I would go home and then pour all my frustrations on my kids, right? And then I would go through this whole cycle of guilt and shame. You're a bad parent, you're a bad person. And, it was like a never-ending vicious cycle, because then I would go back to the office and I would be frustrated. And this went on. This was what was going on in my life during the time that this pain had surfaced. So you want to go back and look at what was the stress, because I like to say stress, buried alive, never dies. It just gets stored in your cells. It overloads your system. It depletes your immunity and eventually creates pain and disease. So you need to address that stress that was going on in your life when you noticed this pain, or before you noticed this pain. So really look at that. Because if we, I was talking about in the last episode, you saw this this picture of the tree with the fruits and the roots, right? And I was saying, unless you your fruits, are determined by your roots, and if you don't address these deeper rooted issues, you can really never experience lasting relief from your pain. You can't keep treating pain on the outer level physically and expect to have real shifts, significant shifts in your pain levels. Okay, so far we've covered, looking at the symptom, looking at your emotions related to the pain, specific events, and what was going on in your life when this pain started. And the number 4 point is limiting beliefs. Okay, what's that got to do with physical pain? A lot, really. So what do you believe about your pain? Maybe the doctor said, well, there's not much that can be done. You just have to live with it. And now you believe that you just have to live with your pain. Beliefs are thoughts that you've been thinking over and over. They're not the absolute truth. They can be changed, but that's just what feels true. And so you believe that, okay? Maybe you believe that you had a structural damage and had multiple surgeries, and there's no way that you can get rid of this pain because there's a structural thing to it. Well, I have good news, because I've had clients with structural issues and they've been pain-free completely. Okay, there are lots of studies out there, lots of examples out there with people with structural, surgeries that were done, multiple surgeries, and had pain, but are completely free of it. So what do you believe about your physical pain? You really need to look at it, because if that belief is limiting, that means it limits you, it brings you down, it's not something positive, then you need to release it, because what you believe will be true for you. It may not be true for others, but it will be true for you. So you need to look at, what do I believe about my body? What do I believe about my health? Oh, I'm a sickly person. I always have these things, whatever your limiting beliefs are, take a look at them. It's really, really important to look at, what are you thinking, feeling, and believing about your pain? Are you getting this? Can you resonate? Are some things coming up for you? So these are the 4 points. And this is really to help you, look at pain in different ways. I know when you think of physical pain, usually we think of it as something that's outside of us, and we need to just go out there and try different things to help us. And that's fine, but you really need to address pain that is, that's going on inside. I love the, definition by Ian Lavanzant on pain, P-A-I-N, pain. She says, pay attention inward now. And that's really true for physical pain. You need to pay attention inward, because the answers are all inside of you as well. I'm not saying don't go and get physical help, go there, but also address pain on these 4 layers. So let's do a quick recap. So we are looking at physical pain. We're looking at, the 4 different layers. We're looking at the symptom. Remember, the symptom is about where's your pain located and how do you describe your pain. For everyone, it's different. Take a moment now, actually, to tune into your symptom. What's your current pain and where is it located? If you can, just write it down. And how would you describe your pain? How would you describe that symptom? Is it a soreness? Is it a throbbing pain? Is it a shooting pain? Is it a dull ache? Or is it just, like pressure? What are the different ways you would describe your symptom? Okay, and then what do you feel about your pain? Take a moment right now and check in and tune and write it down. What do you feel? What's upsetting you? Are you anxious about the future because of this pain? Are you getting frustrated? Look at all the different emotions that you're feeling and write it down. Okay? What event is related to your pain? Was there an event? Is something coming up for you? What about what was stressing you out? What was going on in your life when you noticed this pain? Okay, maybe there wasn't a specific event that caused it. Maybe there was something going on in your life when you first noticed this pain. What was that? Was there some divorce? Was there a divorce involved? Was there stress at your job? Was something happening in your family that was really stressful? It may be, they seem like completely unrelated to your physical pain, but trust me, it's all related. Your mind, body, spirit, and what's going on in your life affects you on all levels. So don't dismiss something that's coming up for you right now. And of course, we want to look at limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs are like thieves. They steal away from you precious moments in your life, because what you believe, if it's limiting, then it's limiting your life. And a belief is just something that you've been thinking of over and over again. It's not the absolute truth, but it's the truth for you, and it can be changed. And in our next episode, we're going to be using the magical tool, emotional freedom techniques, or tapping, to address all these different layers of physical pain so that you can begin to see some shifts live on the episode itself. And if you want to get familiar with what the tool is, you can visit my website at magicalpainfreeliving.com. And there's a tab there that says beginner path. And there are lots of videos there that can help you understand what this tool is, so that when you come into the next episode, we'll be doing some tapping and, releasing, deeper and deeper layers of emotional, of the pain inside, so you can see shifts on the outside. So I'm really, I hope this helped you. I hope this helped you get a better understanding about your pain and how you need to address different layers of pain if you are to really achieve lasting relief. And just addressing pain, physical pain on a surface level, is not going to do it for you. Okay, so thank you so much for tuning in. And if you resonated with what I said, or if you liked what I said, please help me share this video. Also, if you know people that are in pain right now that might benefit from this, please help me share it, tweet it, and I would love to have your comments about what came up for you in this episode. Did you have any ahas? Did you discover something? Did you learn something that you weren't aware of? I would love to know your feedback. And so please do comment and let me know. And I hope you will join me in my next episode, where we will be doing some live tapping. So I'll see you next time. And before we wrap up, remember to tune in to you, because that's where all the answers are. I'll see you very soon. Thank you for joining.